Molweni Ndingubongani, and thank you so much for coming to Alternatives to Small. Today's video is more of a heart to heart. I'm going to be talking very honestly and openly about the loneliness that comes with the festive season. You know, uDecember leli xesha where si big days kumnandi, it's like a festive season tontoni, and also it's traditionally associated with, you know, spending time with your family and being with your loved ones and all of that. And that's not the experience yomntu wonke during this time. For some of us, eli xesha can be a very lonely time, and it can be a time that is particularly triggering. And so yeah, I just wanted to have a chat about that. I thought it's important to have this kind of conversation on my channel, which, as you might know if you are subscribed, it's a channel where, you know, I don't shy away from like the important conversations. So anyway, zininzi izizathu ezibangela uba abantu bangabikho emakwabo and ba-experience i-loneliness nentlungu during this time. And zahlukile wethu, but I'm only going to be speaking about my experience. But I'm just going to highlight nje like a few of the reasons that people may not be home. For maybe those of you who are watching this and maybe you come from, you know, healthy, tight-knit families, and like you might not understand a few things, so I just want to shed light on some of the reasons, and also to ask that if you are that kind of person who does come from like a healthy functional family unit, which is a blessing, khawuzame uba sensitive. Like, you know, the same way you don't ask a university student, hey, when are you graduating? Because that's just a very personal and sensitive and gooey question to ask. You don't ask umntu bakutheni ungagoduki, kutheni kwathintini, because that's information that umntu would share with you ebefuna okanye ebekwazi. Do you get what I mean? I'm choosing to have this conversation because I think it's important, because a lot of us do feel alone in our experiences, but I think by sharing, it's just too, I don't know, like, betuna, I don't know, but yeah. So some of the reasons that abantu may not go home, you know, for others, there's like the financial anxiety that comes with the festive season, you know. December lixesha where a lot of money is spent, and some people even go into debt trying to finance, you know, bakudecemberisheke kuthiwa pardon me, makudisembe ke loo nto iyo. And you know, nje mani laa nto yoba kuza abantwana beholiday okanye wena uthumela abantwana eziholideyini, or whatever the case may be, the family unit is bigger during this time. So ziigrosari, ziimpahla zeChristmas, ii-drinks are flowing, you know, yonke laa nto, that is like a financial stressor. And then for other people, you know, this time is a time where, you know, it just, so it makes me sad when I think about it, because I've experienced it as well, where you are grieving the loss of a loved one during this period, and, you know, maybe going home is particularly triggering to you, because home does not feel like home without lamtu, you know. It's like going back to a house almost, and ngoba kwesa space you are triggered, like there's memories ukubone. So yeah, just like grief and just loss, you know, yeah. And then for others, you know, they don't have a choice. They want to go home, but they can't. I know some of my friends who are teaching abroad haven't been home in years, like some of them 3 years, because of imigaqo siseko yamazwe, especially now with COVID, you know, net travel restrictions and all of those things. Like, you make a decision, it's either you're coming back home to spend Christmas with your family, and then at the risk of kungabikho lula yoba ubuye, maybe ungakwazi nobuya, then who's going to put bread on the table yabo. For others, even if you're not working abroad, ngokulapha awukwazi utravelisha to your hometown because uyaphangela ngola suku. Yeah, so I am only going to speak about my personal and lived experiences. I'm not going to speak ngento endingayaziyo, right? So for mna, izizathu zoba ndingagoduki are a bit complex, but I mean, I can try and just break it down a bit, right? So on the one hand, I have a very difficult sorry. On the one hand, I have a very difficult relationship with my biological father. It's a very painful relationship. Yeah, and then also navigating a change in family structure. Ne? So, if you know me personally, or maybe you've watched some of my other videos, you would know that I was raised by a single parent, umama wam. My father was very much absent for a very large chunk of ubomi bam. And where I come from, it's not something that's abnormal. Like, in fact, abnormal is when does have a present father or active, a healthy father figure. Siyayothuka. Oh well, so if you do kulungana tata, that's like it's a norm where I come from, right? So ndikhule wethu understand loo nto, ndiyamkele, and I mean, it didn't really bother me that much, right? Or at least I thought. And then it was not until my father, made a decision to then, I guess, be more present in our lives and want to, participate and have a more active role and contribute and all of those things, that zonke maneza zinto, yonke pain yam from my childhood, growing up, usokola umbona umama wakho like estruglisha alone, all of just everything started coming to the surface, and I was a mess. There was a period where like just being in a space with my father was so triggering for me, and ndingayiqhelanga kakhulu, that I could not take it at all. I was, if you know me, like my friends, like they will tell you, ndandingakwazi, and ke ngoku mna ndidalwe very different from for example my younger sister, who you're my younger sister, as I've mentioned, and you guys have met her in like one of my videos, I think. She's very sassy, she's got a very powerful personality. She will let you know what's on her mind and what's the deal, and she's always been like that. So even as Sikula, when our father was absent, she would let him know, like whatever she's feeling, she would be like nobumxelela via the phone ba kunje nanje nanje. And sister yam, we're so different. We are very different. Even career yakhe, she's like in law, and ungumdo, Now on the other hand, I grew up very sensitive and very quiet. I couldn't express some of the things that I was feeling, and I think I just felt like I didn't want to burden anyone with, the heaviness of indlela izinto mna ezindiphatha ngayo, ne? So when it came to my father, like I've always just been like a normal sweet child, both when he was absent and present. Like I try to be as respectful as I can, and as understanding as I can. But as long as nobody inside, I had to work through the disappointment and the mgomo and the sadness and the anger and all of those frustrations that you feel as a child, like, and even as an adult alone, there just wasn't that space that was created where, yeah. And then another thing is, just as a person, ndingumntu who's very, I absorb a lot of the emotions of the people around me and bathandayo. So like even in friendships, like I'm the kind of friend who inherits beef. Like, I inherit my friends' beef. Like, I know that's like a wrong thing. I should probably work on it. But like, I wait too. Like, it's just it is what it is. Sensitive, that's my reality. If you bring darkness into the life of umuntu endimthandayo, ichomi yami, umenzela into ezifani, you know, as I zenziwa ngabantu, ufumaniseke uba you are just being unnecessarily mean and awful to someone that I love. Me and you automatically, we have issues. Ngoku wena ungazange wanyathele ekonsini, mna ndikujongele loo nto uba one, ukhohlakele. And nina when you sort out your things, mna I'm still very suspicious of you, and it takes time to rebuild trust yamu in you to be a healthy friend, friend, partner. If you partner, you're to the person that I love. Does that make sense? I'm that kind of person. So you can imagine how much more I absorb feelings as my immediate family, in needs as abo yonke lando yabo. So I mean, I think one of the things with my father in particular, like I was, how do you let my mom raise 2 kids alone? It's one thing if, and yes, man, I don't want to go too much get into those family, because I guess it wouldn't even be fair on them. But yeah, so that's part of like a reason I don't go home, all right? And then another part is mna ndingumntu who I can't pretend to save my life. I can't umoya wami akekho right, and if I don't know how to describe it. So okay, with family, you know, especially, you know, guys, if you come from a similar environment in ndisuka kuyo mna, which is very low income, you know, you know, nangaphandle kobu low income man, niyayazi man, if andiyanza icacisa njani environment endisuka kuyo mna, but you know that most families, like, there's just a lot of dysfunction. We all know it. There's in each family, man, you have your drunk aunts and uncles who they cause a lot of just tension, and it was funny, and they just, you know, and that's like almost like a norm, you know. There's like abuse, there's and then with our grandparents, like our grandmothers in particular, like those women never rest. And it's one of the things in Kataza, like, oh makhulu bethu, they don't get to rest until the day they die. You know, they raise our mothers, they raise us, they raise our children and everything. And sometimes umntu is not supporting the grandmother, you know. Zininzi mani umntu ushiya umntana wakho, fine, maybe you're going to study or you're going to find a job or whatever the situation may be, which is understandable. Bungamshiyi umntana enawo umakhulu, do you get me? But ungamxhasi lo makhulu, umntana ungabikho as involved, umbone kube kanye kabini ngonyaka sewusiza nezo mpahlana lezo ntontoni kumande emntaneni. What about the stress? Zininzi, and you guys probably know it because akho family ngenaziguruguru. But the difference with me is, especially with Christmas time in Lando, because it's a time where everyone's getting together. Nabantu abagqibelayo, nabantu abagezayo, nentoni ubona ezazinto nidibane nonke, and then you almost presenting this picture perfect front, and like sometimes it doesn't even feel pretentious, like it's just normalized, or like it's just how things are. Ni embrace and ni catch up with these 7 colors kumandi. And my frustration point is that akulungiswa izinto that aren't working. We aren't confronting issues in order for our families to move forward, you know, because kube mandi Christmas, then go January, February silambile, because abantu abakumele baya add to the resources bashiya abantwana nento they aren't adding. Do you understand what I mean? Or the drunk uncles and tontons who bebeshusha besithini because the chaos, they aren't being accountable. Umntu vuke nebhabhalaza ugqithile and go move on. Those things annoy me the most. And kwamnandi umuntu nerves, so it's pity nento, it's just too much. It's just too much for me, right? And the more cooler, and obviously I'm doing a lot of the inner work. It's self-care for mna, guys. It's ugly, it's difficult, it's not cucumbers on my eyes and face masks and hot baths. Self-care is really confronting myself, confronting who I am, where I come from, dealing with issues, working on izinto kubone. And so like in my ideal world or whatever, inga, like it would mean the world to me, and I know it would be in the benefit of everyone else in a family unit, where we don't sweep izinto under a rug. You know, we don't turn blind eye to izinto ezenza i-family unit dysfunctional, zingabi your safe space, kungabikho right in the bigger scheme of things, right? So yeah. And last year I was definitely like a wreck. I was crying myself to sleep, like kind of every day. I just felt so lonely. I was alone, and I would be triggered. I would log onto social media. Everyone is with their families. Even my own family is with my family and having fun. And so I just felt like, you don't go. So, but like this year, as I said, it was more of a decision, and it took me like a while to get to this point. Ndiyathanda manuzoba umfanekiso of like i-contrast yam little sister yam. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we are so close in age, and we were raised the exact same way by the exact same parent in the exact same neighborhoods, and I mean in the exact same environments and everything, but we are just so different. So it's always, I don't know, it's fascinating to me. So my little sister, for example, is a very family oriented person. My little sister, guys, uyayithanda ifamily, uya-attenda micimbi zintoni, unonse ku-involved, uba kukho into, she's there, uyaxoxa, uyathini. That's her. And uyayithanda ifamily. She likes meeting new people, she likes reconnecting with long lost bani, uyabo. Mna ke ngoku, on the other hand, not that so thina, I wouldn't necessarily describe myself as being family oriented. Not because I don't see the value in family or I don't love family or whatever, but just because of what I think Lord term entails. Because for mna, my definition of a family is not inclusive of wonke, just because we share blood, isiduko, ifani, whatever that. My definition of a family is, you know, people who are there. Xa kukubi niyabambisana, niyancedisana. Xa kunzima baphana, phika nonke. Xa kukuhle nijoya sinonke, niyavuyelana nonke, niyaxhasana napha. You understand what I mean? Ngabantu abakwaziyo, bayakwazi nawe obaziyo. Ngabantu abakhoyo man, aba-active, it's not just a once in a year thing or once in a blue moon. Do you get what I mean? That's just my definition of a family, right? And so I just found that, like, if I'm going home during the festive season, or, you know, December in particular, because I mean, I went home in October and I had an amazing time because it was just like my immediate family and there was like no drama, like limited drama, mandicho. Google, if I am there and there's just everyone and I'm meeting them for the first time and all of those things, it does overwhelm me. It is a lot. Drama, I can't handle those things. I can't. I personally can't. So I had to make a decision. By man bongani, like you can choose not to expose yourself to environments that you feel like ziyakugobisa. Like you can literally decide. And so I just decided, but you know, and luckily for me, I have, you know, your mama mutubekile, guys. I'm always raving and praising my mom because I literally worship the ground she walks upon. To me, she's like, I don't know, she's a genius. But anyway, I was lucky or whatever in that umakhulu wam, no mama wamu, they understood my decision and my stance and they actually supported it. They never, not once shamed me or made me feel guilty or tried to talk me out of my very real experiences and feelings, and I had to sit down with them. Ndabaxelela uba, ngexesha elithile I choose not to come because of A, B, and C, and I will still check in. I call my sister every day. I talk to my mom like maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I send pictures to them. I video call them. They send me pictures. I'm still involved in the ways that I am throughout the year. Like, I will send money home and contribute and stuff, but I just won't physically be there. Guys, is pity. Nope. Give me 0 and easy. And I found that like a lot of the people who try to make me like feel guilty or try to shame my decision and all of those things, kabantu abangasondelanga kum. And I had to get to a point where I was like, why do I care? Why do I care about the opinions of abantu who don't know me from a bar of soap? Like, don't project kumu, like yabo. So I had to really prioritize my mental health. And kengoku, for me, I also then started redefining what this season means. As I said, it's my second year spending this season alone. Next year, definitely same thing, but maybe different vibes. I had to redefine what the season means for me, and I decided that I man ngel xesha for mna lixesha where I will rest and I will restore. I don't get to rest kakuhle apha enyakeni. I work in a very busy, stressful environment. Kuba busy mane ebomini ukubone like zininzi izinto zikherishayo izistress unyaka wonke. So come December, I was like, you know what, I can rest, I can sleep as much as I want. And by restore, it means like going back to the things ezindiphilisayo. I read a lot, especially with December. I read a lot. I read a whole lot. I'm able to finish a book in a day because akho nto imphazamisayo, akho ndawo efuneke ndiye kuyo. I'm able to meditate. I'm able to catch up on my favorite shows. I'm able to pray more, and my relationship with God, you know, I'm able to pray more and like, you know, strengthen my relationship with God. I'm able to just do so much of the things that I really, really enjoy, and just be on my own and journal and just think and plan even for the new year and stuff. So December for me is not about big days. It's really not like this merry period for me. It's more just like, it's a very quiet and now peaceful time of the year for mna. And then another thing and ibonileyo that iyanisebenzela is that, you know, there's like an upside also, because mna ndingumuntu othanda ujonga also the positive in a situation, and uthanda ujonga like, what can I learn from this, what can I'm that kind of person. I think I'm a bit of an optimist, yeah. So I realized that, hey man, during December and January, because I am home alone, my friends are gone, my partner is gone, and ngoku kukho i-COVID mntakabawo, andifuni isiphithiphithi kwamna kandingomntu othanda isiphithiphithi. Like, I will go out willingly maybe 2 times or 3 times a year max, since itsho kwisigqumgqum. Otherwise, I don't like that vibe. If I'm drinking, you know, I will do it indoors. I prefer like get together, so there's nothing endiyimissishayo outside, and now FOMO. But anyway, I'm saying, I'm not going out. I'm not buying any clothes because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not spending money on transportation. I'm not doing a whole lot of things. And I'm cooking more because the next lopheka, meaning less takeaways, meaning, you know, I'm able to save. I save the most in 20 December, no January. I save the most than I'm able to even save throughout the year. And for me, that's a big bonus. It means that unyaka omchandimqala on a good financial standing, and I'm able to really plan. And when I do make purchases, because child, I'm able to more like items and pole. Do you know, like, for example, now I'm thinking of getting like a, okay, I don't want to say it, I don't want to jinx it, but like there's this thing that I want and it's quite pricey, but like, to be fair, I can just buy it, you know. But I like making my purchases around Feb. Yeah, so yeah, that's one of the perks, and I'm able to really rest and all of those things. So yeah, and then go moving forward. And then moving forward, like because I've established for myself that, you know, ixesha neliphina inyaka neliphina ixesha lonyaka, you can make it what you want to make it. It can mean to you what it means to you. I think maybe next year, you know, I think I want like a more romantic December. I don't know. I want like a more romantic, dreamy, you know, with my partner and stuff, traveling and all of those things. But like in the future, maybe I want a bun in the oven. Maybe I'll have like my own little family and create my own traditions that make sense to me. If you know me, you know ndiyayithanda into entle, ndiyathanda so ndingakwazi create ezo zinto and create like a new meaning for season for now, right? So okay, yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to speak about. And I would really, if you are watching this and you've been feeling very alone and go away too, and social media doesn't make it any easier because you're seeing everyone else having fun and whatever, I just want to say that like being alone during this time is more common than you would think. The only thing that makes this experience like particularly like feeling at isolated kuyo is because like we don't talk about it, yabo. And if you're someone who has the opposite experience, I just do want to say, count your blessings, treasure your people, love on your people, and also be more sensitive to people who, you know, aren't as fortunate and as blessed as when, and as opposed to judgment, trying to shame and trying to talk behind the backs abantu and trying to impose it. Okay, so my final word is for my subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, you can end this video, close tab, go about your life. But for my subscribers, you know, it's like 2 days before the new year. I just want to wish you like a very prosperous new year, and I want to wish you health and healing and love and peace and changura. I'm wishing you money, like lots and lots and lots of money and abundance, neglow nompopo yonke lanto. Guys, ndiyanithanda, nindixhasile throughout the year and last year. I'm so grateful. I love you so much, and I will see you on my next video.